Hello everyone, it's FCA and this is going to be a kitty corner video. This is going to be for a jungle theme week. Now I'm going to tell you I found a flaw in my recording system because my idea was to record videos on Tuesdays and Tuesday nights and then have them up by Wednesdays. And I've been keeping in accordance with my own daycare's theme. So for instance, this week's theme is jungle, so that's what I'm going to show you today. But actually, because it's Tuesday when I'm recording this, we haven't actually gotten to do a lot of the projects, and because it's only 2 days into the week, and so I'm actually just going to be doing a lot of talking and explaining rather than showing. And I apologize, that's a flaw in my system. I'm going to try and fix it. So let's get started. I'm going to tell you first, just tell you some of the ideas you can do that we haven't gotten to yet. So you can make elephant ears out of paper plates. So give them a paper plate, let them paint it gray or blue, whatever they want to do, or whatever color if you want it to be more of a creative expression time. And then cut it in half with a little curve and take some yarn and hole punch both sides of the paper plate so that you can make a mask around, and they can have elephant ears, and you can give them a tube, or if they have socks, long socks or pantyhose, you can let them pretend to be elephants. Whenever you're doing a mask and you're using yarn, make sure to give yourself an extra inch on either end for tying around the actual paper plate or mask. That way you're not short when you actually go to put it around the child's head. Just give yourself a little room for that. Another thing you can do is to do hand painting jungle trees. So if you've never seen a jungle tree or don't know what I'm talking about, these are like rainforest trees. They have a lot of vines, they're long. So give your kid a few to paint both of their hands, one a darker green, one a lighter green, or a brown and green kind of mix, and let them just put their handprint all over the top of it, and then just paint a brown trunk, or let them glue down a brown construction paper trunk, however you want to do that. But you can make them get a little artsy with that. And then for a science project, which I'm going to do tomorrow actually, which is Wednesday because I'm recording this on Tuesday night, is do-it-yourself quicksand. This is a messy project, so make sure that your kids are in clothes that the parents or you yourself don't mind them getting filthy. And also maybe try to do this outside since it's the summertime, since this is a June project. That shouldn't be too difficult, but you're going to need, and this is for per child or per group, you may want to double the recipe, but it is a cup of corn flour to half a cup of water. Mix it quickly with a spoon in a small container, plastic container. And what this does is when you poke it hard, if you mix it quickly right before you use it, and this can be saved and reused, mix it quickly, and then when kids go to touch it, or you can, if you want to, let them drop objects, small rocks and twigs, and see how it works with them. Let them explore the quicksand by touching it quickly, because when you touch it slowly, it gets kind of hard, but when you punch it quickly, it sinks and it suctions around the object, much like real quicksand. So do-it-yourself quicksand. You can also have them do clay snakes. Now, for me personally, there's a lot of I use air drying modeling clay. One, because in my daycare, I don't have access to an oven. Two, it's June and it's really hot in a lot of places. So I recommend something like this. This is called Plus Natural Air Drying Clay. And you can get stuff that's less expensive. This is 2.2 pounds, and I think it was $5 for this. So I have a couple of those that I use for the kids. Just break off a chunk and let them roll around. You can show them how to do it or just let them explore their own way. But whenever you're doing clay projects, that's what I'm going to be using. There's a Crayola air drying clay that's a little bit cheaper. However, there's a lot less of it. It doesn't spread as well as modeling clay, and it also tends to break a lot easier than this stuff. You can do monkey hats, which I will link a picture, which I will link a picture of below. The do-it-yourself quicksand, by the way, is not my idea. It came from Science Projects for Kids, a website like that. I will link that below as well for you. And now for the projects I can actually show you, since it's been 5 minutes of me just talking about projects you could do, except for the clay snakes. But you can make a lion mask. So again, just take a paper plate, let the kid paint it yellow, and then use brown yarn. Let them glue brown yarn around it to make a mane. Get a little piece of string and they have a lion mane mask. That's fun. If you don't have brown yarn, but you do have white or ivory, you can use even washable brown paint and dip it in there. You can let the kids do that as an additional part of the project to extend it, but you're gonna have to wait for it to dry before you use it. But if you don't plan on getting it wet again, then it dyes it a nice color and you can use it. You can also do, I apologize, the lighting might change quite a bit when I hold this particular color up under this light. But this is a tiger or leopard, and like I said, I cut this out. It's nothing fancy, so you don't need a whole lot of artistic skills yourself to do projects with children. But I just took some yellow-orange paper, cut it out to what the best I could do for a tiger, and then just gave the kids a Q-tip rather than a giant paintbrush, and let them make dots for a leopard or small little streaks, which is all you can really do with a Q-tip. Or cotton bud if you're in the UK. And then I just made all these little faces, a green eye, a red triangle or half heart nose, and a little smiley face. You can let the kids do what they want with them. You can be as simplistic or artistic with them as you want. I'm afraid that sometimes I might come off as it's a 2-year-old's project. If it looks bad, it doesn't matter. No, I'm saying that when you're doing a 2-year-old's projects, they don't care how perfect it looks from the pre-cut out part. They're happy to get to do a project. And like I said, this child didn't do the tail. They did some spots and some stripes, and that's all okay. You want to make sure the child gets initiative and encourage that they're capable of doing things, that their way of doing things is acceptable when it comes to artistic and creative expression anyway. You can also do a crocodile or an alligator. Now, if you've seen my Kitty Corner videos before, this probably looks familiar because it's actually the dragon or dinosaur mold. Fold the horn down, make an extra lump for the eye, and you have a crocodile for your kids to paint. And you could get little sequins and make them have scales. Go crazy, do what you want with that. And now I'm going to insert a series of photos from my room. I might show you a clip as long as there's no children's faces in it, but there's definitely going to be pictures. Of how I decorated my room for a jungle theme so that you can get some ideas for it. And I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope that your jungle theme projects go well. Like I said, you don't have to do everything jungle theme at once like I'm doing for my daycare, but these are just some fun activities you can do, rain or shine, science or artsy, and join me for more ventures later, humans, and I'll see you for the next Kitty Corner, which is Patriotic Week, at least for the US.